Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and today we are here to talk about Brie Larson, or as I more fondly call her, Captain Twatwaffle. Yes, shining beacon of feminism, champion for those downtrodden and less fortunate than her, and she does all of this social justice simply by starring in movies, in big blockbuster movies, and doing very little actual activism on the side because she doesn't need to, because simply her presence in an inspiring role like Captain Marvel is certainly enough to erase decades of oppression and mistreatment from those minority groups, people less fortunate. Just by playing this role, she erases that history of neglect, of marginalization, just by being there. And now, Kevin Feige wants her to grace the Star Wars universe with her presence, playing none other than beloved Clone Wars character Ahsoka Tano. So if you've been half awake, you've probably heard about this by now. And I just think it's funny. I think it's funny. Let's look at Star Wars for a second. Look at the history of Star Wars, right? You have aliens who has categorically have been the allegory for diversity in the Star Wars universe. That is until, the new ones happened and they forgot what allegory meant and we're like, look, we have a black stormtrooper! Check us out, we're so woke! Anyway, so aliens were the allegory for diversity. And as such, a lot of aliens with different skin colors and funny costumes, etc. in the Star Wars universe have been played by black actresses or actors. Not all of them. I don't know if it's even a majority, but I know that there's at least some, okay? Some. And you're talking about a universe that is, majority white. Darn, just like, this country, Europe, a lot of other places. Very unfortunate that white filmmakers should make films with landscapes that reflect their personal experiences and not take all of this time to make sure that they're constantly looking outside of themselves to represent every other person. That they're not waking up every day feeling guilty and ashamed about the color of their skin, thinking how they can make this world a better place for people who are less fortunate than them. And that's all white people, regardless of socioeconomic status. All white people should be doing this because it's the right thing to do. But talking about a world where that doesn't always happen, what you have is a Star Wars universe with precious few name black characters who actually have real characters, real names, and black women, forget about it. The first one with the name was the Solo. That's 4 movies in to Disney making their super woke sequels and fixing all of the diversity problems that Star Wars ever had. 4 movies in, they finally have a black female lead that they kill off in 20 minutes and who's completely forgotten about by her devoted husband seconds later. So really good job, Disney. Really good job. And now you've got Kevin Feige on board to make a new Star Wars movie, and you're going to take an alien whose skin is already orange, so what her actual skin color is behind that is 100% irrelevant, and you are going to cast the whitest person in Hollywood. Yeah, I'm just going to go right down and say it. Brie Larson is quite possibly the whitest person in Hollywood. Because only white women feel threatened when a fucking TSA agent asks them for their number. Can it feel threatening for a man to ask you for your number? I mean, I guess. Like, generally when they're still at the point of asking you for your number, they're not like, baby, give me your number, I'm gonna rape you in this alley. They're usually like, hey, can I get your digits? And when you're like, no, bitch, they're like, fine. And at the worst, they might say something unkind because their feelings have been hurt by their own personal feelings of inadequacy, or I don't know. But most of the time, when someone's like, hey, can I get your number? And you're like, no, they're like, cool, have a nice day. How terribly offensive. How threatening, especially right in the middle of an airport surrounded by presumably other TSA agents. So threatening. When that's your version of women being on the defensive all day long, you are very white. You're whiter even than I am. And look, I'm going to be the first to say, I'm pretty fucking white, okay? I'm going to call in my woke points and say that I'm dating a man of mixed race, so there you go. And I'm Jewish, so, and people think I'm gay, so that's like being discriminated against. Those are my oppression points, guys. Those are my oppression points. But anyway, Brie Larson, I'm less white than you, because at least I'm not dating white guys, which is you weren't you engaged to a white guy until you realized it was, like, bad for your image, so you just broke it off with him. Anyway, I digress. My point is that here is an opportunity for Star Wars to cast in a leading role a woman of color. And they're just going, nah, Brie Larson instead. Never mind the fact that Captain Marvel was another great opportunity to cast a woman of color. Because Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel was a much later iteration of Captain Marvel, who was originally, yes, a man. Another version of Captain Marvel was also, Monica Rambeau, a black woman. So Feige's already passed up an opportunity to use a woman of color in a justifiable position, and now he's looking to say bye-bye to another one and replace it with the exact same person whose narrative of how committed she is to providing opportunities for the less fortunate is going to get real thin and real tired if she just keeps taking roles that could go to my other minority groups. Just the thing to think about. Just like the optics, Brie. Just maybe consider the optics a little bit. I don't care personally. I don't give a shit who plays Ahsoka. But I find myself here feeling like I should be the one advocating, yes, cast a fucking woman of color in this role. Make an actual black woman a powerful badass bitch in the Star Wars universe. Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? There are plenty of qualified, talented black female actresses out there. The audience is not going to lose anything from the role. Even racist people. I don't know how many of there are of those out there who actually go and watch Star Wars movies. But even racist people won't give a fuck because their skin's fucking orange, so they won't even notice. So you literally have an opportunity to just, like, without pissing anybody off, find a perfectly qualified woman of color to play this role, and you're like, nah, let's give it to Brie. Let's give it to this woman who has no on-screen gravitas, no form or figure whatsoever, who, no matter how many trucks she pushed up a damn hill, I did not fucking believe her as superhero Captain Twat Waffle. Yeah, let's just make her do it. I can think of a million better choices easily, but I've narrowed down. Initially, my thought was, it'd be great. Put Tandy Newton in there. She's fucking ageless anyway, and her skin looks perfect still. You can de-age her, no problem. Plus, she won't notice under all the makeup, and give her a fucking redemption for that atrocious role you stuck her in Solo just to parade around and be like, look, a black woman in Star Wars. Fucking give her some redemption for that. But then I thought, you know what? She's got the body, because if you look at, the way Ahsoka's drawn, animated, and whatnot, and I personally, I don't have a huge investment in who I think would do the best to bring her to life, simply because I haven't watched Clone Wars yet, so. But I'm looking at the art, I'm looking at the way she's drawn, I'm like, well, Tandy Newton does have the right figure for that. Very, very skinny, but still very hard. And then I thought, here's a name, because of course, the narrative always is, well, let's cast somebody unknown, give more different people a chance. So you want to do that? You want to do that, Feige? You want to really give an unknown actress, a woman of color, an opportunity to succeed, and someone who's worked for it, not just some schlum off the street, just someone who's really worked for it and deserved it. Guys, I encourage you all to go to IMDb and look up Lindsay Scott. That's Lyndsey Scott, right? Just take a look at some of the images of her and tell me, you can also go on Google, you can find her everywhere, and tell me if she doesn't physically look like a match for Ahsoka Tano. Just take a look. Just take a look. That's all I'm asking you to do. Now, I'm advocating for Lindsay. She has her actual theatrical resume. I believe she's a SAG actress, but her actual theatrical resume is not as long as some of the other things. She's known in certain circles for her work as a runway model. She's known also, and additionally, for her expert skills at computer programming and how she's married the two to do wonderful things like go to schools and actually talk to women who are interested in pursuing careers in computer science. Not just like going on TV and talk shows and being like, more girls need to do this, but actually physically going into a school and being like, who's interested in this? Okay, let me teach you. Actual progress, actually helping people instead of just running around spewing a dumbass narrative that you have no investment in. And this actress is also a product or an attendee at the same acting school that produced Shailene Woodley and Pom Klementieff. Pom Klementieff, of course. Shailene Woodley from the movies, I don't remember what they were called. But it was based on a young adult novels, and then of course Pom Klementieff, Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy. So now I also happen to know this individual personally very well, and that's to say nothing except that I can vouch for A, her quality of character, and B, her quality of work. I've seen this woman work. She is a talent. She is a gem. She's a hard ass worker, and she would put in the hours to bringing a character to life as honestly and fully as humanly possible, and absolutely could knock a fight scene out of the ballpark. So that's my pick. Who would you guys pick? If you're picking a woman of color, if you're picking not a woman of color, who's your pick for Ahsoka Tano? Definitely let me know down in the comment section below, and definitely just look up Lindsay Scott. Tell me what you think of her. don't know, wouldn't it be fun to just like all start advocating for Lindsay Scott to be Ahsoka and then see it happen? That would be great. I would love to see that personally. I also legitimately just think this is a hardworking, talented actress who has worked enough, you know, to earn a payday, a good, you know, that time, that great, you know, audition in the sky and whatnot, and would do the character justice, and would you know, would be a respectable human being to bring dignity and honor to the crumbling Star Wars franchise. Anyway, so like I said, who are your picks? Let me know what you think. Look up Lindsay. Let me know what you think of her. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, press the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to Mindless Entertainment, and make sure that you have the notification bell selected. Go into your settings, select all and not personalize. If you select personalize, YouTube goes, I don't think you ever want to watch Mindless Entertainment ever, in spite of the fact that you watch it almost every day, because YouTube hates me. And because YouTube hates me, make sure you click on Get Involved with Me to find out other ways to get involved with this channel and help it grow. Right below here, you can see a few designs for my Teespring. You can click on those, check those out. It's another great way to help support Mindless Entertainment. You can also check out my Patreon. There's going to be Patreon exclusive videos being released on the site this month. Videos from me that you will only be able to see on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. So make sure you check that out. Also, if you want to just go directly to the source, there's my PayPal me. If you're like, I can contribute to Mindless Entertainment today and I feel like it because she's awesome and deserves it, then, you know, go ahead and do that. Knock yourselves out. Also, follow me on all the social media, on Twitter at Jessie Milestone, on Instagram at Mindless Entertainment, and don't forget to follow at Team Jessie on Twitter. That's the official Jessie Milestone fan account run by, not me, run by a very, very cool person who's also super committed to this channel. Also, check out LA Cheesesteak Reviews. We're working on revamping that right now. It's an amazing new show, working on with me and a bunch of fellow Philly transplants, trying to find a decent cheesesteak in Los Angeles, largely failing. Hilarity ensues. So once again, guys, thank you for watching Mindless Entertainment. You are the best. You're the best people in the world, and God Empress out.